Okay guys, looking at this lesson, we're going to look at how to solve using angle relationships. And this builds on the vocabulary from the last lesson where we were looking at identifying the angle relationships. The vocabulary term that we have for this lesson is the angle addition postulate. If a point B is on the interior of angle ADC, or any angle, then the measure of the larger angle is going to be equal to the sum of the smaller angles. So this is another version of the part plus part is equal to total. So if you look, one of the parts is going to be angle ADB plus another part is going to be angle BDC. And that's going to give us the total, or the whole big angle, ADC. And the way that comes in handy, and the way you probably already have seen it, is problems where you're asked to solve and they look like this. You have part of an angle that is angle TRS plus the other part of the big angle SRQ, and that's going to give you the whole big angle TRQ. So if you substitute in those values, you've got 30 plus 15 is going to give you your angle TRQ that the problem's asking you to find. And then 30 plus 15 is going to be 45. And that's going to be angle TRQ. The other way that you could see that is, instead of being given the two smaller parts to add together to make the total, you could be given the total, whole big angle that they use to mark with the big arc, one of the smaller parts, and then being asked to find the value of the other smaller part. In this case, it's going to be M. So you're going to have part, or 32, plus the other part, which in this case is M, is going to be equal to 78 degrees. So we're solving for M, so subtract 32 from both sides, and then M is going to be equal to 46. So the value of M is 46. And another way that you could see these is with more algebraic expressions. So it's just the part plus part is equal to total. Don't let all that extra stuff going on there scare you. So you're going angle DEF plus angle FEG is going to be equal to the whole big angle DEG. Okay, so DEF is going to have a value of, and this is 3x plus 10. In some textbooks, whenever they have an algebraic expression to represent the value of an angle, they're going to put it into parentheses, and they'll have the little degree mark outside. So this is just 3x plus 10 plus the other part, which is FEG, that guy right there, x minus 6, is going to be equal to angle DEG. Now up here in the directions, they tell us that it's 84 degrees. So we're looking at combining our like terms. 3x plus x is going to be 4x, and then 10 minus 6 is going to give us positive 4 is equal to 84. So subtract 4 from both sides. 4x is going to be equal to 80. Divide both sides by 4. X is going to be equal to 20. But we're not done, because if you look at the directions, it says find the measure of angle FEG, not the value of x. So we want to go back and find FEG, and it is equal to x minus 6. So we substitute in 20 for the x minus 6. 20 minus 6. So then angle FEG is equal to 14. And that's your angle addition postulate. Alrighty, looking at the next example. These are the ones where it really gets into the vocabulary from last class, and you got to know really what to help solve these well. So looking at the first one, we talked about complementary angles. Remember, complementary, if you go like that, makes a 90, and it's also the right thing to do to compliment someone. So if you look through the problem, it reads, what is the measure of a complementary angle? When people have trouble with these, it's usually because they're not drawing a picture. So just draw your right angle. It'll save you a lot of time, and then draw a ray that's going through that right angle. It doesn't matter where it goes, just get it on there. It says the measure of an angle is 31 degrees. Doesn't matter which one, let's pick that one. That looks good, 31 degrees. And wants to know what is the measure of a complementary angle? Well, that's got to be that one. So we're doing 31 plus, well, we don't know this one, so let's call it x. 31 plus x is going to be equal to 90. Subtract 31 from both sides, and x is going to be equal to 59. So the measure of our complementary angle for this problem is going to be 59 degrees. Looking at the next example, an angle measures 80 degrees more than the measure of a complementary angle. Okay, so there's that complementary angle again. I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to make it 90 degrees because it says complementary. Now it says I have an angle that is 80 degrees more than the measure of a complementary angle. But I don't know what that angle is, so I'm going to call it x again. And it says that this angle right here is going to be 80 degrees more than that complementary angle. So 80 degrees more than, I'm going to take this angle right here, and I'm going to add 80 to it. So if I use my angle addition postulate, part plus part is equal to total, I've got x plus 80 is equal to, the total in this case is going to be 90. So now I just combine like terms. 2x plus 80 is equal to 90. Subtract 80 both sides. 2x is equal to 10. Divide both sides by 2. And my x is going to be equal to 5. Now, I'm not done because it says what is the measure of each angle. So one angle is just x. So one angle is going to be 5. And then the other is x plus 80. So I've got to go 5 plus 80, which is going to give me 85. And when you're doing these types of problems, you can usually check your answer to see if you got it right. And is 5 plus 85 really 90 degrees? It is. So we're doing okay. So the answer for this one is one angle is going to be 5 degrees. The other one angle is going to be 85. Looking at the next example, the measure of an angle is 8 times the measure of a complementary angle. So there's our complementary angle again. Draw my 90-degree angle, and it says the measure of an angle. I don't know how big that angle is, so I'm going to make it be x. But it's going to be 8 times the measure of the complementary. Don't know the complementary, but I know this other one is going to be 8 times whatever that one is. So I've got 8x plus x is equal to 90 degrees. 8x plus x is going to give me 9x's is equal to 90. Divide both sides by 9. X is going to be equal to 10. But it wants to know what is the measure of each angle. Well, one angle is going to be 10. The other one's going to be 80 because substitute in my x is equal to 10. 8 times 10 gives me 80. So one angle is 80, one angle is 10.